The battlefield was quiet now. Only smoke rose from the ground, and broken metal glowed faintly under the strange light of the alien moon. Captain Ethan Vale walked slowly through the wreckage, his armor cracked and heavy. His team was gone. The human outpost had survived, but barely. He should have felt victory. Instead, he felt only emptiness. A faint sound made him stop. His helmet scanner picked up a weak heartbeat nearby. He moved toward the noise, climbing over fallen steel and burned soil. There, under a broken alien fighter, he saw her, a woman alien, her skin pale silver and her armor shattered. Her blood was glowing faint blue and spilling fast. Ethan hesitated. She was the enemy. But when he looked closer, he saw fear and pain on her face. Her breathing was shallow. The mark on her chest plate was royal, the crest of the Violith Empire. That meant she was someone important. She opened her eyes slowly and whispered, "Human." Her voice was soft and broken. "I am Princess Serenia of Violith. My own guards betrayed me." Ethan's hand tightened on his weapon. The Valith had started the war, but now she looked helpless, dying. "You need help," he said quietly. Her lips trembled. "My blood cannot heal itself. But human blood, it carries life energy. I can live if it mixes with mine," he frowned. "That's not possible." "It is, please." "Before my heart stops." Ethan looked around. The medical bay was gone. His radio was silent. He had only a small med kit. Helping her could kill him or save her. He stared at her eyes. They were the color of smoke and stars, full of fear and hope. He took a breath. "Fine. Let's try." He cut his palm, pressed his bleeding hand to the wound near her shoulder, and activated the med patch. His blood flowed through the device into her body. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the alien symbols on her skin started to glow softly. The color returned to her cheeks. Her breathing grew stronger. "You gave me your life," she whispered weakly. "Now, it is bound with mine." Ethan blinked, not understanding. "You'll be fine now. Just rest." She closed her eyes and he stayed beside her until rescue arrived. Hours later, the human dropship picked them up. At the med station, the doctors stared at the results. "Captain," said Dr. Hale, "your blood and hers." They merged. "Your DNA now carries alien markers. You shouldn't be alive, but you are." Ethan didn't know what to say. Serenia woke up the next day. When she saw him through the glass, she smiled softly. Her people came soon after. A massive ship of light and metal. The Valith guards saluted her return, though Ethan noticed how some avoided her eyes. Before leaving, Serenia walked to him. "Human soldier," she said gently, "you gave me life. Our bond is deeper than either of us knows." She placed a small glowing shard in his hand. "When you need me, this will awaken." He tried to ask what it meant, but she turned and walked away, vanishing into the light of her ship. Months passed. The war ended. Ethan returned to Earth. He was called a hero, but he didn't feel like one. Sometimes, when he looked at the stars, he remembered her. Her eyes, her voice, the strange warmth in his blood. One night, the shard she gave him began to glow. It pulsed like a heartbeat. The light filled his room, bright and alive. Then the air rippled and a small figure appeared before him. A girl, maybe 7 years old, with silver hair and bright gray eyes. She looked up at him and smiled. "Father," she said softly. Ethan froze, unable to speak. The shard in his hand turned to dust and vanished. The girl stepped closer. "Mother said you would need me one day." "My name is Lyra," Ethan whispered. "Your mother, Serenia, but how?" The child smiled gently. "When you gave her your blood, you shared your life. I was born from that bond, a gift from her to you." Before Ethan could ask more, his communicator beeped with a sharp alarm. The screen flashed red, unknown ships entering Earth's orbit. Lyra's face turned serious. "They're looking for me," she said quietly. "The ones who betrayed my mother." Ethan stared at her in shock as the sky outside began to glow with incoming fire. The story of their bond was only beginning. Ethan stared at the child standing in front of him, his mind spinning. The little girl, Lyra, looked so calm while the world outside seemed to shake with tension. Her silver hair shimmered faintly, her eyes glowing with the same strange light he remembered from Princess Serenia. He lowered himself to her level, still confused. "Lyra, you said they're coming for you. Who are they?" She looked toward the window where the distant stars burned red. "They are the Shadow Regents. They wanted my mother's throne. When she refused to destroy peace with humans, they betrayed her. Now they know I exist. Ethan's heart pounded. Then we have to hide you. Lyra shook her head. You can't. They will find me anywhere on this planet. Their ships can trace my life signal. He walked to his communicator, trying to contact command, but static filled the screen. A moment later, a sharp voice came through. Captain Vale, unidentified ships have entered low orbit. Civilians are being moved to shelters. We need you at command immediately. Ethan looked back at Lyra. You're coming with me. Within minutes, he put on his old combat gear. Though it no longer felt like armor, it felt like history repeating. Lyra followed quietly, her eyes watching every detail. When they reached the base, soldiers turned to stare. Her silver glow drew every gaze, but no one dared question. Inside the command room, General Mason looked tense. Captain, we've got 20 alien signatures. None match known Valeth patterns. Ethan's stomach tightened. They're here for her, he said quietly. The general's eyes widened. Her? Ethan nodded at Lyra. She's Princess Serenya's daughter. Mason went pale. That's impossible. Serenia hasn't been seen since the ceasefire. Lyra stepped forward, her voice calm and soft. She lives in me. The words made the room fall silent. The sensors beeped again, showing the enemy ships entering the atmosphere. The attack had begun. The ground shook as explosions lit the horizon. Ethan grabbed a rifle from the rack and motioned for Lyra to stay close. We'll get you out through the southern hangar. As they ran through the base corridors, alien drones smashed through the walls. Their bodies were dark, insect-like, with glowing blue eyes. Ethan fired short bursts, hitting their cores, but more kept coming. Lyra raised her small hand and a bright light burst from her palm. The drones froze in midair and then disintegrated into dust. Ethan stopped, shocked. How did you? My mother's blood, your blood, both inside me, Lyra said simply. I can protect you too. They reached the hangar. Outside, the sky was filled with fire and falling ships. Ethan helped her into a shuttle, but before he could close the door, a tall figure appeared. A Violeth warrior in dark armor. His voice echoed coldly. The half-blood child belongs to us. Ethan aimed his weapon. She belongs to no one. The alien laughed softly. Human, you think you can stand against the regents? Ethan didn't answer. He fired first. The blast hit the alien's chest, knocking him back. But the warrior rose again, armor glowing as it repaired itself. He raised his weapon, but before he could strike, Lyra stepped between them. Her eyes turned bright white. You hurt my mother, she said in a voice that didn't sound like a child's anymore. It carried a deep, ancient tone. Now you face her bond. Energy erupted around her, lifting the alien off the ground. His armor cracked like glass, and with a final burst of light, he vanished. The hangar fell silent. Ethan looked at her with awe. Lyra, what are you? She blinked, the glow fading. Something new. Not human, not Valeth, but both. He guided her into the shuttle, and they took off just as the base exploded behind them. From the sky, Earth cities looked peaceful, but above them hung the alien fleet. Ethan sent a distress call to the Human Defense Network. This is Captain Vale. We're under attack by unidentified Valeth separatists. Priority Alpha. Protect Earth. As they flew higher, Lyra sat quietly beside him, her small hands glowing faintly as if sensing something beyond sight. They will not stop, she said softly. But you can still reach my mother. Ethan looked at her in confusion. Reach her? How? She is beyond the veil of light. Between stars. The shard you once held, it was a key. Now that it's gone, only I can open the path. He looked out at the fleet filling the horizon. Then we're out of time. Do it. Lyra closed her eyes. The shuttle's systems flickered. A strange hum filled the cabin. Space folded around them like rippling water. In a flash, the stars stretched and disappeared. When Ethan opened his eyes, they were no longer near Earth. Outside was a sea of silver mist and glowing lights, like the edge of a dream. Lyra smiled faintly. We're close. Mother's waiting. Ethan gripped the controls tighter. He didn't understand where they were, but he knew one thing. The war for Earth and maybe something far greater had just begun. The shuttle floated through a sea of silver mist. Ethan stared out the window, still trying to understand where they were. It wasn't space as he knew it, no stars, no planets, only shifting clouds of light that moved like living things. The sensors gave no readings. The navigation system was blank. It was as if they had flown out of reality itself. Lyra sat in the co-pilot seat, calm and silent. Her small hands rested on her lap, glowing faintly. "Don't be afraid," she said softly. "We are between worlds. My mother's realm lies beyond this veil." Ethan swallowed hard. "So this is where she went? After the war?" Lyra nodded. "She could not return to her people. They called her a traitor for saving humans. She built a sanctuary here, hidden in the folds of light. Only I can open the path to her." As the child spoke, the shuttle began to shake. Bright lines appeared in the mist like cracks forming in glass. Through them, Ethan saw shapes. Vast golden towers floating in the air, glowing rivers and bridges made of light. Then slowly the veil tore open and a shining city appeared. Ethan's breath caught. The city looked alive, breathing with color and motion. Gigantic spires stretched into the sky, surrounded by glowing gardens and waterfalls that poured into nothingness. He felt small, like a child standing before the heart of creation. The shuttle landed softly on a crystal platform. As the doors opened, warm air brushed his face. He could hear faint music like whispers carried by wind. Lyra stepped out first. "She knows we're here." A group of armored figures approached. Their armor was white and smooth, marked with symbols of peace, not war. They bowed to Lyra, then looked at Ethan with curiosity. "The human," one murmured. "He carries the royal bloodline." Ethan frowned. "I carry what?" Lyra smiled slightly. "When you gave your blood to my mother, you shared more than life. A bond formed between species. You became part of us." Before Ethan could ask more, the guards led them through glowing corridors toward a grand hall. There, at the center, surrounded by pillars of light, stood a woman he would never forget. Princess Serenia. She looked unchanged, yet different. Stronger, ageless, her silver hair flowing like water. When she saw Ethan, her eyes softened. "You came," she said quietly. Ethan could barely speak. "I didn't know if this was real." She stepped closer, her voice calm but filled with emotion. "It is real. You saved me when I was dying, and your blood gave me a second life. From that bond, a miracle was born." Her eyes turned toward Lyra. "Our daughter." Ethan looked at them both, trying to grasp what she meant. "I didn't know this could happen. I thought it was just a transfusion." Serenia smiled gently. "Life finds a way even when science says it should not." Lyra moved to her mother, holding her hand. "Mother, the regents are coming." "They want me." Serenia's expression darkened. "Then they have found us faster than I hoped." Ethan stepped forward. "They attacked Earth. They'll destroy everything to reach her. We need to stop them." Serenia's eyes glowed faintly. "The regents fear what Lyra represents, a bridge between two races once divided by war. They want her erased before peace can truly begin." She turned toward a large crystal at the center of the hall. Inside it, lights moved like stars in a storm. "There is a way," she said, "an ancient power of my people. It can seal the path between worlds and end their pursuit, but it demands great strength." Ethan's voice hardened. "Then tell me what I need to do." Serenia looked at him deeply. "You already carry part of me within you. The bond that saved my life still exists. If we merge our energy again, we can activate the seal." Lyra looked frightened. "But the last time you did that, you almost died." Serenia placed a gentle hand on her daughter's shoulder. "Sometimes the price of peace is risk, but we will not face it alone." She turned to Ethan. "Will you trust me once more?" He hesitated, then nodded. "Always." They both stepped into the circle around the crystal. Light gathered around them. The air hummed. Ethan felt warmth spreading through his body, the same strange pulse he had felt when he first saved her. Their energy began to intertwine, human and alien merging like two currents meeting in one river. The crystal flared with power. For a brief moment, Ethan saw flashes. Earth, the alien fleet, the stars trembling as a storm of light spread through space. He felt his strength draining, but also a deep calm. Then everything went white. When the light faded, he found himself kneeling beside Serenia. The city outside glowed brighter, stronger, as if reborn. Lyra rushed to them. "It worked," she said, tears shining in her eyes. "The gates are sealed. They can't find us," Ethan smiled weakly. "Good. That's good." Serenia held his hand, her voice soft. "Rest, Ethan. What we began isn't over. The universe will change because of what we did." He looked at her, then at the little girl standing between them. the bridge between two worlds, and for the first time in years, he felt hope instead of war. The City of Light was quiet now, but the air still vibrated with the echo of the seal's power. Ethan stood with Serenia and Lyra on a platform overlooking the glowing towers. The silver mist swirled gently around them, carrying the soft sound of water falling into nothingness. For a moment they could breathe without fear. Lyra ran ahead, her small hands brushing against the light pillars. "It's so beautiful," she said, eyes wide. "Like nothing I've ever seen." Serenia smiled at her daughter. "This is our home now, hidden beyond the reach of those who wish to harm us. A place of safety, until the universe learns to respect peace." Ethan nodded, though his mind still raced. "Safe for now. But those regents won't give up. They saw my daughter as a threat. Earth isn't protected forever." Serenia placed her hand on his shoulder. "Then we must prepare. Strength alone is not enough. We need knowledge, strategy, and courage. You have already shown all three." Ethan felt a wave of pride mixed with fear. He had saved her once, and now he had helped protect both her and Lyra. But he knew this was only the beginning. They entered the heart of the city, where the grand hall rose like a mountain of crystal. Inside, walls glimmered with alien symbols, some moving like liquid light. The air hummed with energy. Lyra ran to a central chamber where a large pool of glowing water reflected the ceiling above. "Mother, what is this?" "This is the memory pool," Serenia explained. "It holds the history of our people and the knowledge of our greatest leaders. Through it we can learn our past and perhaps the secrets to protect the future." Ethan peered into the shimmering water. Images floated above its surface. Battles, celebrations, treaties, and strange devices of power. "It's incredible," he said quietly. Serenia nodded. "Knowledge is more powerful than any weapon, and this knowledge belongs to us now. Thanks to the bond between your blood and mine, Lyra carries a gift that no one else possesses." Lyra looked up at Ethan. "Does that mean I'm special?" "You are the bridge between two worlds," he said. "What you can do, it will change the future." Her eyes widened. "Then I must learn. I must be ready." For days, Ethan trained with Lyra under Serenia's guidance. They practiced controlling her abilities, focusing energy, and understanding the strange connection she shared with both human and Violeth blood. She could sense threats before they arrived, move objects without touching them, and even communicate with the life energy of the city itself. Ethan realized that this child was not just powerful, she was hope. And hope could be dangerous in the wrong hands. One evening, as the three of them watched the twin suns set over the horizon of light, a warning flashed across the memory pool. The Shadow Regents had located a hidden base near the edge of the galaxy. They were preparing another attack, determined to capture Lyra and destroy the city. Ethan clenched his fists. "They're coming again soon." Serenia placed a calm hand on his arm. "We will be ready, but we cannot fight blindly. We must understand their strategy, their weaknesses. Only then can we protect Earth, Lyra, and this sanctuary." Lyra stepped forward, glowing softly in the dim light. "I can feel them," she said. "Their anger, their hunger for power. They won't stop until they think I am gone." Ethan looked at her, his heart tightening. "Then we need to be smarter than them, faster, stronger in ways they can't imagine." Over the next days, they fortified the city. Ethan studied alien combat techniques, learned about Violeth energy systems, and trained Lyra to focus her abilities without exhausting herself. Serenia guided them, teaching tactics that combined human ingenuity with Violeth precision. One night, while Ethan patrolled the outer walls, Lyra ran to his side, her tiny hand in his. "Father, will I be ready?" she asked quietly. "You're stronger than you know," he said, holding her close, "and I'll be with you every step of the way. We fight together." She smiled, eyes shining with determination. "Then we won't fail." From the edge of the platform, the stars beyond the veil of light seemed calm, but Ethan knew better. Somewhere out there, the Shadow Regents gathered, and they were patient, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Ethan looked at Serenia and Lyra, feeling a mix of fear and hope. "No matter what comes," he said, voice firm, "we will protect this world. We will protect each other, and we will not let them take what we have fought so hard to save." Lyra nodded, her small form glowing brighter in agreement. Serenia's gaze was steady, filled with quiet strength. For the first time since the battle, Ethan felt a sense of purpose that went beyond survival. He had a family, a mission, and a chance to change the fate of two worlds. And as long as they stood together, he believed nothing could destroy them. The universe might be vast, filled with threats and darkness, but in that city of light, hope had found a home. Outside, the faint shimmer of distant stars hinted at the coming storm. And Ethan knew the next battle was already beginning. The days passed with tense quiet. Ethan, Serenia, and Lyra spent their time preparing the city for the coming threat. Every corridor, every tower, and every glowing bridge was fortified. Lyra's abilities grew stronger each day, and she began to sense danger before it arrived. One morning, Ethan stood on a platform overlooking the horizon. The twin suns cast long shadows over the city of light. "They're moving," he said, his voice low. "I can feel it." Lyra, standing beside him, frowned. "I see them too, ships. Dark shapes moving fast. They are coming closer." Serenia joined them, her eyes sharp and calm. "The Shadow Regions have sent their advance fleet. They believe we are unprepared." "That is their mistake," Ethan nodded. "Then we'll make them regret it." Inside the city, the memory pool displayed their movements. The images shifted like liquid, showing hundreds of enemy ships converging from multiple directions. Ethan's hands tightened around the railing. "They think they can overwhelm us," he muttered. "But they don't know what we're capable of." Lyra's hands glowed faintly as she concentrated. "I can reach them," she said. "I can disrupt their systems before they arrive." Ethan shook his head. "You'll tire yourself if you push too hard. We need strategy, not just power." Serenia stepped forward. "Both of you are right. Lyra has the strength to strike, but we must guide her. We will combine her abilities with the city's defenses." As the enemy ships neared, Ethan led Lyra to the central control chamber. The walls were lined with glowing panels and symbols. "This is where we can direct the city's energy," he explained. "It will amplify your abilities and create barriers." Lyra nodded, her small fingers tracing the glowing lines. "I understand. I will try." The first wave of ships broke through the outer veil of light. Their dark hulls moved with deadly precision, firing energy blasts that shook the city. Ethan ordered defensive shields to rise, bending streams of light around the towers and bridges. Lyra's hands glowed brighter. She lifted them toward the approaching fleet, and waves of energy shot out, disabling the engines of the enemy ships. One by one, the attackers fell, their hulls collapsing into glittering dust before they could reach the city. Ethan watched, amazed. "She's incredible," he said. "More than I imagined." Serenia's eyes glimmered. "She is the child of two worlds. Her power comes from both humanity and Vaelith." The Shadow Region's leader, a tall figure in dark armor, appeared at the front of the fleet. His ship was larger and stronger than the others, pulsing with black energy. "So the child shows herself," he said through the communicator. "Very well. You will fall before me." Lyra shivered, but Ethan knelt beside her. "You can do this," he said. "Remember, we are together. You are never alone." She nodded, her glow intensifying. The energy from her hands expanded into a shield around the city, blocking the Regent's ship from firing. Sparks of light danced across the air, creating a wall of protection. The Regent fired again, blasting a beam through the mist, but it collided with Lyra's shield and shattered into harmless fragments. "She cannot be stopped," he growled. "Prepare for ground assault." Serenia raised her hand, calling on the city itself. Towers shifted, walls moved, and bridges extended outward, forming pathways and barriers that trapped the Regent's smaller ships. Ethan led squads of defenders using human tactics and Vaelith technology to counter the attackers. The battle raged for hours. Lyra moved swiftly, directing energy, disabling ships, and protecting the city's citizens. Ethan fought alongside her, coordinating attacks, striking with precision and covering weaknesses. Serenia moved like a shadow, guiding both her daughter and the defenders, her calm presence a source of strength. As night fell over the alien horizon, the Regent's fleet began to retreat. They had underestimated the bond between human and Vaelith, the combination of courage, knowledge, and pure heart. Lyra stood at the center of the city, exhausted but glowing softly. Ethan approached, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You did it," he said. "You protected everyone." Lyra smiled, tired but proud. "We did it," she corrected. Serenia joined them, looking at her daughter with warmth. "The universe will remember this day, not because of fear or war, but because of hope." Ethan gazed at the horizon, the last of the enemy ships disappearing into the distance. They will come back, he said. We can't let our guard down, Serenia nodded. And we won't. But for tonight, let us remember that what we built, the bond, the city, our family, cannot be destroyed. Lyra hugged Ethan and Serenia tightly. We are together. That is our strength. Ethan looked down at her, a sense of peace settling in his heart. The battle was won, but the war for peace across worlds was only beginning. Yet in that moment, in the City of Light, hope shone brighter than any threat, and humanity, carried through one man's courage, had truly made its mark. The city rested in a fragile calm. Ethan walked along one of the glowing bridges, Lyra beside him, her small hand clasped in his. The sun-like lights of the alien world painted the towers in warm gold, but Ethan's mind remained alert. The Shadow Regents had retreated, yes, but they would return stronger. He could feel it. Father, Lyra said softly, her silver hair shining in the light. Do you think they will ever stop? Ethan shook his head. Not easily, but we are ready. And we will face whatever comes together. Serenia joined them, her presence steady. Their persistence comes from fear. They cannot understand the bond we share. That is our advantage. That bond is stronger than any weapon. Lyra looked up at her mother. Then we will be safe? Serenia knelt to her daughter's level. Safe for now. But always remember, strength is not just power. Wisdom, courage, and trust in each other make us unstoppable. Ethan guided Lyra to the city's central tower, where the memory pool shimmered. We need to know more about them, he said. The Regent's strategy, their weaknesses, anything that will help us. They spent hours sifting through the ancient knowledge. Images of past wars, star maps, and alien technologies floated above the pool. Lyra watched intently, her hands glowing as she absorbed lessons faster than any human could. Ethan realized her mind was growing sharp as well as powerful. She was not just strong, she was learning how to lead. Suddenly, the memory pool flickered. An image appeared, showing a dark, hidden fortress beyond the edge of the galaxy. The Regent's fleet gathered there, preparing a new assault. Ethan studied it closely. They are not attacking directly. They're planning something bigger, something we can't see yet. Serenia's eyes narrowed. They are calculating. They know brute force will not work. They will strike where we are weakest. Perhaps at Earth, perhaps here. We must be ready for both. Lyra stepped forward, energy pulsing from her palms. I can reach them before they strike. I can sense their movements, disrupt their plans. Ethan shook his head. You can't do it alone. You'll exhaust yourself. We need a plan. Serenia touched Ethan's shoulder. He is right. You are powerful, Lyra, but even power must be guided. Together, we will protect everything we care about. Over the next days, they trained and prepared. Ethan coordinated defenses, combining human tactics with Veilith technology. Lyra honed her abilities, learning to focus energy precisely, to sense danger, and to protect the city without draining herself. Serenia taught them both how to read the enemy's strategy, to anticipate their moves before they happened. One evening, while Ethan and Lyra stood on the highest platform overlooking the horizon, a ripple of energy passed through the city. Lyra's eyes widened. They're moving, she whispered. The Regents are advancing their plan. Ethan nodded. We'll face them head-on, but carefully. No surprises this time. Serenia joined them, her presence commanding and calm. The power of the city combined with your bond can shield us. But we must act quickly. They will attempt to divide our focus. The night grew still, the towers glowing softly under twin lights. Then distant flashes appeared in the sky, ships emerging from the void, cloaked until now. Ethan's stomach tightened. They're here. Lyra raised her hands, energy flowing between them and the city's towers. Ethan directed the shields, adjusting energy barriers to protect the central platforms. The first wave of ships attacked, firing dark energy that collided with the shields and splintered into harmless fragments. Ethan fired at the enemy's engines, while Lyra's powers disabled their targeting systems. Serenia moved gracefully, guiding both her daughter and the human defenders. The battle was precise, controlled, and unlike the chaos of their first encounter. The Regent leader appeared again, his massive ship glowing with dark energy. He fired, but Lyra's shield absorbed the blast. Sparks flew and the light reflected off Ethan's armor as he directed counterattacks. Hold the line, he shouted. Keep pushing. Don't let them breach the city. Lyra's glow intensified. She directed energy waves toward the Regent's ship, slowing it, weakening it. Ethan and Serenia coordinated attacks, striking at vulnerabilities. The city itself seemed alive, responding to their bond and defending them as if it understood the stakes. Finally, the Regent's ship faltered, then exploded in a cascade of light. The remaining ships retreated, leaving the city unharmed. Ethan exhaled, exhaustion weighing on him. Lyra collapsed slightly, her energy spent, and he caught her. "You were amazing," he said softly, holding her close. She smiled faintly. "We did it. Together." Serenia stood beside them, her eyes filled with pride. "Today we proved that courage, unity, and trust are stronger than fear. The Regents may return, but they will never understand what we are capable of." Ethan looked at the horizon, calm for the first time in weeks. "This is only the beginning. But as long as we stand together, no enemy can destroy us." Lyra nestled against him. "Then we will be ready, always." And for a moment in the City of Light, the universe seemed at peace. Hope had been strengthened, and the bond between human and alien, parent and child, hero and princess, had become unbreakable. The City of Light was calm, bathed in a gentle glow that stretched across the towers and bridges. Ethan stood with Serenia and Lyra on the highest platform, looking out over the horizon. The battles had ended, the Shadow Regents had retreated, and for the first time in a long while he felt a quiet relief. Lyra tugged at his hand. "Father," she said softly, her silver hair catching the light, "will they ever come back?" Ethan looked at her and shook his head. "They might, but now we are ready. You've grown stronger, smarter, and braver than anyone imagined, and we have the city, and each other." Serenia stepped forward, her gaze sweeping over both of them. "This sanctuary is no longer just a hiding place. It is a home, a symbol of hope for humans and Vaelith alike. The Regents may return, but they will never break what we have built." Lyra smiled, the glow from her hand softening. "Then we will protect it, always." Days passed with a sense of routine, but it was a different kind of life now. Ethan trained with the Defenders, teaching them human tactics combined with Vaelith energy systems. Serenia guided Lyra in mastering her abilities, teaching her to sense danger, manipulate energy, and think strategically. Lyra grew every day, her confidence shining as bright as her powers. One afternoon, as Ethan walked through the city, he noticed something unusual. The memory pool shimmered, showing patterns of energy that had not been there before. Images of distant stars, unknown worlds, and symbols of power flickered in rapid succession. "What is this?" Ethan asked, frowning. Serenia appeared beside him. "It is a vision of possibilities," she said softly. "The bond you share with Lyra has opened paths we never thought possible. This is the knowledge of the future, the potential of two species working together." Lyra appeared then, curiosity in her glowing eyes. "Does it mean we can stop the Regents before they come?" Serenia nodded. "Yes, we can anticipate, prepare, and perhaps prevent future attacks entirely. But it will require courage, wisdom, and trust in each other." Ethan's chest swelled with pride. "Then we do it together, just like we always have." As they worked, the city seemed to respond. Lights pulsed in harmony with Lyra's energy, walls and bridges subtly shifting to protect the towers, almost as if the city itself was alive. Ethan felt a deep sense of connection, not just with the alien world, but with the life flowing through it. Night fell, and the twin suns disappeared behind distant clouds of mist. Ethan stood on the platform again, Lyra leaning against him, Serenia beside them. The stars beyond the veil of light sparkled, peaceful for now. "Father," Lyra said quietly, "do you think humans and Vaelith can live together someday?" Ethan smiled, looking down at her. "I believe they can, and you'll help make that happen. You are the bridge between our worlds, the hope that unites us." Serenia placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "This child, our bond, it is proof that even in war, life finds a way to create something beautiful. We must nurture it, protect it, and let it grow." Lyra raised her hand, sending waves of soft light across the platform. "Then I will do my best. I will not let anyone destroy this peace." Ethan looked out across the horizon, the city glowing softly under the alien night sky. He realized how far they had come, from a desperate battlefield to a sanctuary of hope. The sacrifices, the battles, and the struggles had forged something stronger than any weapon. Unity, courage, and the love that bound them together. A gentle hum passed through the city, almost like a sigh of approval. The towers shimmered, the bridges pulsed, and the memory pool reflected visions of distant worlds filled with possibilities. Ethan knew that their journey was far from over, but they were ready. Serenia looked at Ethan, her eyes calm yet filled with pride. The regents will test us again, but we are not alone, and our strength lies in each other. Lyra hugged them both, small but determined. We are together, she said simply. That is all we need. Ethan held them close, feeling the warmth of their bond, the energy that connected them all. Then let them come, he said quietly. We will face the universe together, and nothing will break us. For the first time in a long while, the city felt truly safe. Hope flowed through its towers, its bridges, and through the hearts of the family who had built it. Across the stars, distant threats might linger. But on this world, courage, unity, and love had become stronger than fear. And as they stood together, Ethan realized something important. Humanity had never been stronger than when it fought not alone, but side by side with others, forging bonds that could change the fate of worlds. The night passed, calm and quiet, the city glowing with gentle light. And in that moment, Ethan, Serenia, and Lyra knew one truth. As long as they stood together, no enemy, no darkness, and no force in the galaxy could destroy what they had created. Peace had returned, hope had risen, and the legacy of courage, love, and unity would shine across the stars for generations to come.